Well, let's get on with it.
Now that there was...
I had to look this up on the internet, as in find a thing to explain it to me. I should bring
Now
that
that
back up. Look at it. For example, blah 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 would be displayed as Luke colon Roman numerals. And I mean, that's fine.
Corinthians 14:5. Not much to go on. If I examine the two more closely, there might be other clues to find. Psalms 32:7. The numbers referred to a chapter and a verse in the Bible. Psalms 22:21.
The problem is that the fourth one breaks an unwritten rule and a blatantly stated rule. It doesn't have a colon in it, and it's also vertical, which made it next to impossible to find.
John 4:11. There were no more references to find, but a series of Roman numerals ran around the plaque. I made a note in case they meant something.
Psalms 32:7, John 4:11, Corinthians 1:4-5, and just one more, Psalms 22:21. I may not be perfect, but I've got a memory like a steel trap. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions, but it looked like a happy coincidence to me. After all, the De Vasconcellos arms were already on the manuscript. Note, I was still convinced that the chalice had some significance all of its own.
It was hard to believe it was the same chalice. Now the light gleamed off its perfect surface.
I wonder if we can... I should ask the priest what those verses are before we go.
Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Just this.
Oui, monsieur.
Catch you later.
Probably go back to Nico's and brainstorm on the Bible verses. I am going to finish this game, even if I'm really
I
getting
solved
annoyed by
another
the
puzzle.
Ah, yes.
You did?
Well, I guess I did.
Well, what was it? What's the answer?
1314.
What does that mean?
It was the date when Jacques de Molay was burned, wasn't it?
Of course.
The answer was hidden in a stained glass window. When I looked through the lens, the picture changed. It became a man surrounded by flames.
It seems to me the answers to the Templar puzzles are as cryptic as the clues. Sometimes I wonder if the manuscript isn't an elaborate joke.
The Knights Templar weren't the kind of people to play jokes, were they? Let's take another look at them.
There's one thing I want to look at is...
There's a woman looking at her, but the reflection...
We saw a statue with that three hideous faces thing there, too.
The knights through my... There's a guy with it. Between them is a gem. There's a guy... Look at the chalice now, Nico.
What happened? It's shiny.
The priest at Montfaucon buffed it up for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah, looks as good as new.
No. You found a use for a priest. That's incredible.
That's a good one
I
there,
better
Nico.
get back to the...
Oh, I did learn and would like to apologize if anyone actually saw that or whatnot who did. The director's cut added the Nico sequences, which is why they just kind of peter off and don't go anywhere. So the game that was reviewed did in fact just start with George there. There was
Hi,
no,
Andre.
like, removing her or not mentioning
Hello,
her.
where have you been?
I just returned.
Sérieux?
Oh,
On the
that's
trail
what I
of the
do.
Templars?
It's a long story, but I found the bull's head. It was referred to on the manuscript, remember?
Yes, what is it?
A secret cave built into a high cliff face. In the cave, I discovered a map bearing a phrase in Latin. In occidenta sita est in ora mundi.
The island of Britain.
Lies at the edge of the world, to the west.
Strange. That map seems to contain a series of pointers.
Like I said, it's a treasure map.
Yeah, we can ask about this, eh?
While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like that?
Allegedly. The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition. Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, that is. Just last month, a statue of Baphomet was unearthed right here in Paris,
Where?
at the Institut Hermétique de Nerval. The statue is beneath the foundations. It was discovered by some workmen while renovating the building.
Can you tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image, even now. A bearded head.
Scary.
The base of the statue is carved with Templar symbols. One of the workmen noticed a curious stain at the base. He claimed it looked like blood.
Blood?
That's right.
That is...
Okay.
Thanks for your help on...
You're welcome.
Well, guess we've got a new location. I think. Also, I'm curious. No, we can't go visit her now that we've found her ancestor. I suppose that'll come later. I see this guy and all I can think of is the worker from Futurama. I don't know why.
Excuse me, could you help me?
What is it?
I've got a few questions. What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gauloise smoke so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci. Vive l'indifférence.
So, what are you doing here?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean when you finish your break.
When I finish my break, an interesting concept, monsieur.
You'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow too.
Okay, let me put things differently. What were you hired to do here?
I like this
I
guy
was
now.
hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of debris and to touch up damage to the door frames with my little pot of paint. It's a very responsible job. Unfortunately, I'm not a very responsible person.
That's an odd combination of job description. Clear debris from archaeological dig and touch up door frames.
So what do you know about the excavation?
I know they won't let me in to do my job. I would complain to my union, but
You couldn't be bothered to join.
right. Tell you what, though, I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this excavation.
What's unusual about the visitors to the excavation?
None of them look like archaeologists to me.
Do you know what an archaeologist looks like?
Three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases, Rolex oyster.
But no archaeologist dresses like that.
Quite right, monsieur, quite right.
So, who are they?
Who cares as long as they pay me?
Have you seen this man before?
Yes, he asked me a lot of questions, just like you.
Good to know.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Now let's steal his stuff.
Hey, you! Get away from my dumpster.
Aw.
Okay.
He probably won't let us take his paint either.
There was a closed door with toilet scratched into the cheap veneer.
That door is locked, monsieur.
Yeah, let's mess with their fuse box then.
Do you mind if I use the phone?
Oh, phone.
Be my guest. I'm paid to guard this door. The phone can look after itself.
Hi, Nico?
Georges, what have you discovered?
Nothing yet.
Nothing. Is something wrong?
No.
Georges, why are you calling me?
Oh, no reason. I just wanted to hear your voice.
I thought this was a fuse box.
Well, this is my...
Oh.
That was absurd. Something else over here.
The doorway led to an old utility closet that had lost its door. There was nothing interesting in there.
Aw.
I couldn't imagine what I'd achieved by turning the dial.
So what's it
A
a dial
thermostat
to?
was mounted over a radiator.
Ah,
The radiator
thermostat.
was pumping out heat as the thermostat was cranked right over to full. No wonder it was warm in here, even with the door open to the chill of fall.
Hi? Excuse me?
Oui?
I'd like to use the washroom, but the door's locked.
Oh, that's no problem. You can have the key.
Thanks.
Yes, cool. We're getting somewhere. Let's bother
Hi
him about
again.
other things.
What is it?
It sure is hot in here.
I have to have the door open to allow the workmen access, so why not? I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up warm.
I have my gloves if it gets cold, but why bother when it's warm anyway?
What do you know about the Knights Templar? There was a long pause during which the guard said nothing. Then he said,
Nothing.
"Nothing at all?
Is this a test?
What, like a history pop test?"
No, like a test.
Okay, yes, it's a test.
Then I know absolutely nothing about the Templars.
The guard was being amazingly evasive. So, what exactly are you doing here?
I'm guarding. You expect to find me shearing sheep?
Take it easy. I just didn't realize you were a guard.
Heh.
I'd like to know what you're guarding, please.
That's a secret.
It wouldn't happen to be an archaeological site, would it?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
Then why ask?
I had a feeling this was no normal hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Do you recognize this name?
I'm an electrician.
Merlin. No.
Have you seen this man before?
Oh,
You have.
no.
Sure.
No. Talk to you later.
Au revoir.
The door was locked.
Oh, right. Key use thing. Huh.
The thing felt really hot. Big demands seemed to be being made on it.
Why do we
On
just
the wall was an
kind of have soap?
the cold taps washer.
I'm gonna try a stupid prison film trick and see if it actually does something.
Perhaps I could make a copy of the key. The key had made a clear imprint in the soap. The bar of soap had the imprint of a key in it.
Well,
I knew keeping that plaster was a good idea.
no you didn't, George. You just compulsively hoard.
With the plaster and the imprint, I was on the right lines.
I had filled the key's imprint in the soap with dry plaster.
I'm still not sure where we got this. Well, I mean, I guess.
You can't make a cast without wetting the plaster.
Yeah.
But wet plaster alone does not make a cast.
And we've got the hand dryer.
I used the dryer to speed up the process.
Yay for prison movies!
Well, it had taken a while, but I had made myself a completely unconvincing plaster key. Way too fragile to use in a lock. I'd have to substitute it for the real one. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal. Then again, that plaster statue in Syria hadn't looked like stone until I'd been a bit artful with it. Maybe I could improve the key as well.
The same way? No,
Maybe not.
I don't really think so.
It was my plaster copy of the
Let's use the toilet.
Being in a charming comfort station like this, that place was kept, at least it had been until I vandalized it. Still, it was all for a good cause.
Maybe not.
Let's electrocute it.
Hmm.
But I mean, I do know what we need to do, or at least I think I do. First, we give these back to him because we are done with them for now.
Hi again.
What is...
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir.
We've got paint.
Hey, monsieur, get away from my paint pot.
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Bah.
Hi, it's me.
What?
I do.
I made this key out of plaster.
How thrilling. How clever. How pointless.
That's how I feel.
I have some plaster of Paris.
Amazing.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, it's a communion chalice. I know, you know, I used to be an Autobot.
You?
Yes, me. What's so funny about that?
Nothing.
A greasy tissue. Don't get it too close to my cigarette, monsieur, or there'll be a conflagration.
I'm not sure why I'm so impressed he knows the word conflagration.
Has a guy calling himself Merlin been nosing around?
Was he wearing a t-shirt with "My name is Merlin" on it?
I doubt it.
Then how the hell am I supposed to know his name just by looking at him? Huh?
I was pretty sure the Shaken Shock had shot its bolt in Syria.
Oh.
I've got a sewer key.
I used to work in the sewer.
Oh? What happened?
I had a cigarette break in a pocket of methane. A manhole cover landed on the other side of the Seine and I was sacked.
You're looking surprisingly healthy for a man who had that happen to him.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Gunmetal paint. Interesting.
Hey!
Okay.
I should...
Let's see, what can we even do here? Let's talk to him again.
Hi again.
What is...
This gadget.
So it is.
Yeah, didn't think so.
I got this plaster from Ireland.
Not an exciting souvenir.
No, no it is not.
Look, a tissue stained with grease paint.
Ah, just what I've always wanted. If you give me that, you can enter through the door.
Really?
Of course not. What would I want with an old tissue?
This guy is...
I thought better of showing him the chalice. He might be on the conspiracy's payroll, and I didn't want to risk it.
Oui? You have...
A
a
sudden
lovely
urge
bunch
to
of
sing.
coconuts.
Care to join me?
No, no singing in here.
Yeah, probably
Maybe not. I need to use the,
Again?
I have this problem.
Never.
I'm just kind of exhausting all my options here. Oh,
And
coal.
I didn't want any coal.
Why not? What's wrong with coal, George?
I wasn't about to wash my hands in this place.
I didn't need to use the soaping.
I didn't need to get near to tell the toilet needed cleaning. The thing felt real.
Sure what do.
Hmm. Maybe.
Got to get that paint access.
The doorway led to an old utility. There was nothing. I turned the heating off.
As I'd hoped, the guard put his gloves on.
Hey, don't go.
With his gloves on, he won't be able to tell.
Hi again.
What?
Here's the...
Merci.
He won't be able to tell that the key is plaster.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir.
We still need to make it look like plaster.
The painter didn't seem to regard the painting as too important. Not as important as...
Maybe not.
Oh, this actually works.
Hey,
No, it's...
Okay.
I should...
Yeah.
Hi, it's me.
What?
Be seeing you.
What?
Wait, can we not leave?
Oh, darn. I left my grappling hook at home. No way could I get up there.
Gee, thanks for being such a smartass, George. So clearly we have everything we need with us. Oh, forgot to look at that. I don't know how I missed it.
I couldn't see any use for a collection of dirt and half bricks.
We did turn the thermostat off, so that thing should be less
Hi again.
overtaxed.
What did...
I need...
Again?
I have this...
Yes, yes, yes. Problems.
The thing felt really hot.
Ah.
The thing felt...
Pixel, pixel hunts. Using everything on everything. This is getting annoying again.
There was a
Let's annoy Nico again.
Coulard.
Hello, Nico.
Hi, George.
I'm at the excavation, but they
Ah,
won't let me in.
Okay.
Damn. We need to know what's in there.
Don't worry. I've got a scheme. I'm going to need your help, though.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh, okay.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him.
Hey,
Oh,
Don't
right.
go.
Your keys.
Hi again.
What is...
Here's the key.
Merci.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir.
Yeah, I guess annoying Nico again was the right answer.
Hi, it's me again.
What?
You've got a phone call.
For me? Are you certain?
It's a woman. She sounded hot.
What woman? She must be mistaken, monsieur.
Well, she asked for that hunk of a man with the nicotine fingers and his ass hanging out of his pants.
Certainly sounds like that. Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from her hunk.
Let's look through this first.
A well-used wheel.
Yeah, fine.
The plaster key had soaked up the paint nicely, and now looked pretty convincing. Still felt like plaster, though.
Well, monsieur, what a strange woman. She was all over me, and then suddenly, nothing but abuse.
Really?
Why? Abuse. Ah, well, I have a cigarette to finish. And, monsieur, if she calls again, I am not available.
I think Nico had fun.
Hi again.
What is it?
I need to use the...
Again?
I have...
Yes. You're worse than my grandmother.
Now, I'd substituted the fake... It was the key to the...
We better use the restroom just to be extra convincing.
The door... I didn't need to get...
There we go. That'll fool him.
Hi again.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution.
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Now, I believe we are done here. We're going to have to come back later when the place is closed. Except we still can't leave. Okay, so we are not done here. I guess I'll figure out what to do next time. It's been almost 30 minutes. Later, everyone.